Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tracy, and I'm joined by my coworkers, Brennan and Aaron, and we're excited to welcome you on behalf of Encore and Microsoft to this session focused on streamlining your business with Dynamics 365 Business Central. Today, we'll explore how Business Central can help small and medium-sized businesses like yours unlock new efficiencies, connect your teams, and drive growth. We'll see how Business Central integrates seamlessly with Microsoft 365 apps you already use, like Teams, Outlook, and Excel, making your daily work easier and more productive. You'll discover how Copilot and AI-powered features in Business Central can enhance productivity and decision-making. We'll share real-world Oh boy, that's a tongue twister. We'll share real-world demos and use cases to inspire you and show what's possible for your organization. This session is designed for business owners, department leads in finance, sales, operations, and IT. Anyone looking to extend their Microsoft 365 investment into a comprehensive business management solution. At Encore, we understand the challenges businesses like yours face: disconnected systems, manual workarounds, and the need to adapt quickly in a changing environment. Business Central is here to help you overcome these hurdles and position your business for future success. With that, let's dive in and see how Dynamics 365 Business Central can help you streamline your business and achieve your goals. Here's what we'll cover today: how Dynamics 365 Business Central can unlock growth for your business, an overview of its core capabilities and functionality, how Business Central integrates with Microsoft 365, AI in action, Copilot and agents, next steps in getting started. Feel free to ask questions at any point. We will take note of them, and if there isn't time to address them on this session, I'll reach out to you in the next week to review. At the end of the presentation, please complete the survey with the QR code provided, and Encore will send you your gift card. Many small and medium-sized businesses struggle with inadequate systems that inhibit growth and make it hard to adapt to change. Using multiple software programs and paper-based processes complicates decision-making and leads to errors. Manual workarounds create inefficiencies, and disconnected systems hinder collaboration. Not to mention the valuable information that each of your team members have accumulated over the years. Today, we'll show how Business Central addresses these challenges and helps you move forward. We understand the business challenges that organizations are facing, and there's a clear opportunity to meet those challenges. Here's some of what your peers have been telling us. The economy at large remains a looming challenge. While many organizations see this as a means to hunker down, forward-looking firms realize that this is a chance to identify opportunities to build efficiencies into the DNA of their technology. Small and medium-sized businesses looking to scale are often victims of their own success without the resources to manage increased orders, inventory, and financial activity in operations. Disconnected systems and data silos mean too much time is spent in systems, inconsistencies of data, unnecessary middleware, and people being busy at the price of being productive. And of course, AI is ripping up the rule book of so many business processes, rewriting job roles and automating operations that we would not have conceived as possible before. We understand these challenges and are ready to work with you to see past the curve. Business Central offers powerful core capabilities, unrivaled connectivity, and cutting-edge automation. If you've outgrown your current on-premise software, Business Central provides a single source of the truth for end-to-end processes. Moving to the cloud means better interoperability, security, and reliability. With Copilot and agents, you can automate workflows, save time, and scale without resource restraints. Business Central delivers end-to-end business process management, financial, sales, service, projects, manufacturing, and supply chain. It's enhanced by native Copilot and over 7,000 solutions on AppSource. The platform is mapped to your processes, automated with pre-built and custom agents, and integrated across the Microsoft ecosystem. It's a rock-solid ERP foundation for businesses like yours. Now that we've discussed the challenges posed by inadequate systems, let's explore how the right system can unlock growth and drive your business forward. First, it can enable you to make better business decisions by providing more access to data and enhancing your analytics and reporting capabilities. You can base your decisions on comprehensive, accurate information. This leads to more effective strategies and ultimately better business performance. We've all been in those situations where we've needed information or needed reports, and we're going to different people on our teams, and sometimes we come up with different information. It would be great to have that capability of understanding that those numbers are real and accurate. You can eliminate manual workarounds. Configurable workflows and built-in best practices enable you to streamline processes, reduce the risk of errors, and save valuable time. This frees your team to focus on higher value tasks rather than on repetitive manual ones. I think we can all relate to that. We've got certain manual processes, these workarounds. It would be great if those repetitive tasks could just be automated. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. You can automate those key processes by using AI. You're going to hear a lot about the benefits of AI today, from speeding up repetitive manual tasks like bank reconciliations to simplifying the way you analyze data. AI is bringing dramatic improvements to all areas of the business. It's a very, very exciting time. I mean, I've been in the business a long time, and I remember when you couldn't even build a balance sheet and income statement the way that you wanted to. It was a set way. Well, that world has completely changed, and AI can help you do some really great reporting. We're going to see that as well today with Brennan. Compliance is another critical aspect of running your business. The right system makes it easier to comply with audit requirements and regulations. It provides the necessary tools and documentation to ensure you meet all regulatory standards, reducing the risk of non-compliance. Enhancing digital security is essential, especially as teams continue to embrace hybrid and remote work. With a secure access on mobile devices, you can protect sensitive information and maintain the integrity of your systems. No matter where your employees choose to work, this ease of use helps your employees to stay connected in or out of the office. Lastly, you can boost productivity by connecting data and processes to the apps that your employees already use every day, such as Microsoft Outlook, Excel, and Teams, giving them access to the information they need without constantly switching between applications. By leveraging the right systems, your business can unlock growth in multiple areas, from making better business decisions to boosting productivity. The right system helps you make better decisions with robust reporting. It eliminates manual workarounds and AI-powered workflows. Key processes are automated, freeing up you to focus on strategy. Compliance and digital security are built in. Productivity is boosted by native integration with Microsoft apps. At a high level, let's talk about the ways Business Central can help you transform your business operations. Business Central enables you to adapt faster with the security, flexibility, and scalability of the Microsoft Cloud. This means that as your business grows, Business Central scales to support you, ensuring you remain agile and capable of responding to changes quickly. It enables you to work smarter with Microsoft Copilot and seamless connectivity to Microsoft 365. Business Central is the first comprehensive business management solution that uses Microsoft Copilot to streamline workflows, automate tasks, and deliver real-time insights, allowing your team to focus on strategic goals and stay competitive. And by combining Business Central with Microsoft 365, You create a workspace where your employees can easily share information, collaborate on projects, and access all the tools they need in one place. By harnessing the power of AI and working with applications they already use, teams can be more productive, collaborative, and impactful. Business Central helps your business to perform better and deliver bottom line results, improve processes with guided workflows and automation, accelerate month end and year end financial close, and make data-driven decisions with real-time dashboards, flexible reports, AI-driven insights, sustainability tracking, and even KPIs for each role. I've got to slow down. I'm getting so nervous here. I'm tripping over all my words. I apologize. Move to the cloud with Business Central, an easy-to-use ERP that helps you adapt faster, work smarter, and perform better. Empower your people with a single source of truth for finance and operations. AI-powered workflows and timely data drive continuous optimization and better decision-making. Business Central transforms business operations with security, flexibility, and scalability. And this is how Business Central does it, unifying systems of record and systems of engagement into a single source of truth for small and medium-sized businesses. While Business Central alone is more than enough for many businesses, we take it a step further. Microsoft App Source is a market leading in size and scope. Business Central is partner-led so that we can extend out solutions to industries, regions, and workflows we specialize in. Business Central has the muscle of Microsoft AI out of the box. We'll spend some time discussing what that means in more detail. And Business Central integrations into the entire Microsoft ecosystem. No middleware, no bloat. Let's take a moment to look at the real impact Business Central is having for small and medium-sized businesses across a wide range of industries. Business Central isn't just for one type of company. Our customers include organizations in consumer goods, manufacturing, retail, professional services, nonprofit, and financial services. On this slide, you'll see logos from actual businesses like yours who have chosen Business Central to help them grow, streamline operations, and adapt to change. These organizations have experienced tangible benefits, whether it's improved efficiency, better financial visibility, or enhanced customer service. If you're interested in learning more about how Business Central is driving success for companies like yours, you can find additional customer stories at aka.ms/BC customers. These examples show that no matter your industry, Business Central can help you overcome challenges and unlock new opportunities for growth. Next, we'll dive into a specific customer success story to see the impact in more detail. Sapphire Gas Solutions operates in the oil and gas industry with over 100 employees. As Sapphire scaled rapidly, they faced operational strain due to disconnected systems and a lengthy 45-day month-end close process. Well, nobody wants that. Their finance team and salespeople were bogged down by duplicate work and manual processes. By transforming their business practices with Business Central, Sapphire freed their team from duplicate work and reduced manual processes by more than 50%. They became more compliant and better prepared to scale for the projected 10 times business growth. The results are impressive. 400% faster month-end close process, up to 5 times faster financial reporting. As Jeff Nelson, Director of Special Projects at Sapphire said, "We have set ourselves up in this moment to be ready for 10 times scaling, and that's the roadmap we now have." If you'd like to read the full story, it's at aka MS Sapphire Gas. This example shows how Business Central can deliver dramatic improvements in efficiency, compliance, and scalability, even for organizations facing rapid growth and operational complexity. Next, we'll look at how these capabilities are powered by fully integrated AI and AI-driven stack. And I want to introduce my colleague, Aaron.
Good morning. Good morning. So just before we transition into our first demo of the day, we thought we'd set up a little bit of the platform and the general application. Really, no other vendor offers the breadth of Microsoft Cloud while continuing to be both modular and extensible for our customers, so that they can start with what they need today and then adapt and grow as they really need to. Business Central also runs on that Microsoft Azure cloud platform, which means you can benefit from multi-layered, secure, state-of-the-art security across physical data centers, all infrastructure and operations. And it comes with neat features like multi-factor authentication, data encryption, regulatory compliance, and more. You also benefit from a team of more than 3,500 global cybersecurity experts that work together to help safeguard any application that you have on the Microsoft Cloud platform. And on that note, I'll introduce my other colleague to get you introduced to the actual application before coming back, and we'll do a roundabout on all that is Business Central as well. Brennan, over to you.
Thanks, Aaron. Okay, let me share my screen. And give me a second to get ready here. Okay, so there's 3 different demonstrations we'll do throughout this webinar, but the first one is going to be in the role of a business leader or owner. And it's going to be about managing your business using Business Central and the Microsoft tools that are embedded, as Aaron was pointing out in that last slide. So we'll go through the review of the health of the business, and we'll identify trends, forecasting, cash flows, for example, and others, and then how we can manage the business, including additional reporting and analysis for operational activities. So let's jump into the system. Okay, so in terms of the health of the business, lots of different insights that we can review. What we're going to do is look at some KPIs, maybe some details of some current sales, including profitability. So we'll start there. You can see right off the bat, we've got some insights here. If I click on this, it's showing recent sales of these products. We're an office furniture distributor. But if I scroll down a little bit further here, we've got some key performance indicators, color-coded based on the thresholds that you choose. For sales, purchasing, even predicted invoices that will be overdue. There's none here, but I'll explain that later. Let's drill down into the sales activity. So there's a couple of invoices here right now. What we can do is I can actually drill into this invoice as an example. And right away on the right, if you see here, Copilot, you've heard from both Aaron and Tracy, Copilot and AI, they're interchangeable, is creating a summary of this specific posted sales invoice. So even if I'm not familiar with all the different menus and where I can get reports and that, this is a nice summary. In fact, if you look at this, it's showing here that there's a profit margin of 22%. Now, you'll notice throughout my demonstrations, there'll be maybe a disclaimer, AI generated content might be incorrect. So you always validate before you just blindly accept what's being proposed. So let's click and see where this 22% margin is coming from. Well, sure enough, it came from this sales invoice statistics page, and it's showing the original profit percentage of 22%. There is no adjusted because there was no discount, for example. So that's kind of neat. Nice summary visual there provided by AI. But what if you were able to proactively look at all the sales lines of all the sales documents and the profitability? Let's go and see how you can do that. So if I go into a quick search for sales lines. And so these are all the sales lines, including quotes, orders, invoices, line by line. I could filter this. I could do just open orders, for example, and quotes. We won't do this in this example, but what I do want to do is ask Copilot to analyze and just change this list that I have. So I'm going to ask it to add let's say the latest, I'm going to say item cost, the price, and the profitability. And so we're going to generate that. And as I mentioned before, it's going to give us an opportunity to validate, discard, or keep the data from AI. It's validating that I have access to that information as well. But that was fairly quick. This is in real time. So if we look at the first line, the last direct cost was $1,637. The unit price, $2,099, and just as before, that profit margin was 22%. And that's the description. You can see here on the right, if I want to add, we've got the description, we've got the document type. How about the document number? By adding that document number, you can see that these are sales orders, invoices. I could actually drill in further on that. But now what I've just done is, if I decide that I want to keep this, let's say we keep it, it's a new tab in my list of sales lines. At any one time, I can add additional columns from just about any table in the system. Rather strong in terms of a set of functionality, or just open this in Excel, add some pivot charts and that kind of thing, and I now have a new custom report that I've created without having to do any coding. Okay, so let's go back. I showed you the review of the health of the business and the different things that we can do. Now let's look at identifying some different trends. And we're going to go back in the system. I've got a different tab here I want to show you initially. And this is around a cash flow forecast. So this is out of the box in the accountant role center, in fact. There's a lot that you can do to slice and dice this data. There's a full cash flow forecast worksheet that can get quite granular. In fact, you can adjust the for a vendor, for example, on the vendor card, if the terms are net 30, but you really don't pay until net 60, there's actually a cash flow forecast terms field that you can go and adjust. Or you can simply, and I can show you workflows, sheets and that kind of stuff, or just in 5 to 6 months, Open Azure AI will calculate what that forecast looks like for you. And that's what you're seeing here right now. Okay. So that's one in terms of cash flow forecasts. Let's go back into my role center again here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. And again, I'm in Business Central. This is a embedded Power BI report using Business Central data. Let's expand it so I can show it to you a little bit. I'm still in Business Central, but it's exposing this report. You can see on the bottom, there's probably a dozen different reports added to this app, if you will, specific to sales. So we're looking at gross profit by item, sales metrics by salesperson. But what I wanted to show you, I'm just going to go to the end here, is we actually have a sales forecasting report here. Now in my demo environment, work date is August 31st. And again, it's demo data, so it's a little bit sparse here, but as soon as you get into the future, you can see that there is a forecast overall. I could subset this in terms of sales by item category as well, or by rep. There's an upper and lower bound that you define in the system. And in fact, I can show you, so if I click on miscellaneous, it's going to change. Let's go back to furniture. If we are to maybe focus on this, I don't know if you can see it. I can certainly see it, but there's actually a trend line as well. So, and then at any one point in time, I can copy this image, send it to Teams, or actually send this off to Excel in the form of a table. Okay, so that was sales forecasting. We're going to do one more thing in terms of identifying trends here. If I just scroll down a little more, we take a look at this financial overview. So it's a finance app, again, embedded in Business Central using Business Central data. It's showing different trends here, net profit by fiscal month, so forth. Lots of things here. I want to take a look at the profitability though. It's quite strong here in terms of what it's showing, depending on how you want to slice and dice this. And there's one that I do want to get into a little more detail is late payments. So if you look at this bubble chart here, it's by late payment amount and then by average days late. Trey research is almost off the charts here. So clearly it's something that we want to delve into. Now, before you go and block further sales, orders or invoices for this client, let's click on Trey research. And what you're going to find out here in this trend line, that's over time, the late payments has decreased substantially, and that's a positive thing. So we're showing just additional analysis for you to make specific decisions. Okay, let's get back to my deck here, identifying trends. The last thing we'll do is we'll talk about managing business with other reports and analysis, including operational. So we're going to go back to the top of my rule center here. Certainly financial statements, that's kind of key to the system. But we do have some Excel reports here that I want to show you as well. And if I go to, let's say, trial balance by period, you'll see that there's different criteria that you can set up on this and download this. I've already downloaded it because it takes a couple of minutes. There's tens of thousands of rows because it's including dimensions, and I'll explain that in a minute. But let's open this. I think it's on my other screen, and I'll just open this up a little bit. So here's the analysis of this demo data, of course, but here's the department code, customer code. So if you're familiar with the concept of dimensions, it's showing that automatically in this. And account categories, subcategories. If we kind of make this a little bit more meaningful, I'll click on accounts receivable, and then we'll refine it to a small customer group. And here's the data. If you can imagine, this is multi-tabbed. If I click on here, it's a nice printable version of this report. That's all out of the box. I didn't have to do anything with this. If, however, you wanted to customize this, add additional data or a pivot chart, for example, you certainly can. And then you can import it back into Business Central and create your own custom report. I'll show you an example of that. So we're just going to go out of this. I'm not going to save it. And I'm just going to do a quick search for report layouts. And now this is just a very basic example, but if we go and take a look at customer lists, for example, here's one. It's an RDLC embedded report, kind of a traditional report in Business Central. If we run it, you'll see kind of a PDF-like preview here, very static. It's showing payment terms, if there's a credit limit, and the balance. So what I did in the system, again, a very rudimentary change, but I did go and export it, made a few changes, and I'll run that report. And it's as simple as just once you transfer it back into Business Central, you can give it access to everyone or a subset of users, and just it uses that data from that report, and you can create, in this case, I added a pivot chart and table. Okay, one more thing I want to show you here. So Copilot in BC. I'm here doing some things in Business Central now. If I click on Copilot in BC, and I'll show you here, there's a lot of different things you can do with this, but I just want a natural language ask which customer has the largest outstanding balance. Now, this is using AI through OpenObserve AI primarily, and it's validating that I have permission to get the information I'm asking for. And just to be clear, no large language models are being trained on any of your data. It's fully secure, encrypted. Even the queries are not saved until you go and save them within your system. And here we go. So it's the School of Fine Arts. It's a nice little tab here that if I go and click on this, we could take a look at this. We could drill in further. We can get a summary. You can see here on the top, it's doing a nice summary of the customer card of detailed analysis of this customer, including, if for an example, average collection period, 18 days. Let's validate that. Where is that coming from? If you can see here at the bottom of my screen, the average collection period in the statistics page of this customer shows 18. So, okay. So that was kind of neat. Let's go and give myself a little more real estate here. Go back to our role center, and I'm just going to scroll down and show you an example of an operational report. So we'll expand this. Again, Business Central data embedded into this Power BI report. It's showing a project. If you're a project-based organization, this is showing the projects, the current projects, the completed projects, and utilization, invoiced percentage or amount. A lot of detail here. Let's focus on the project profitability. This is showing profitability against budget, usage, and invoicing. And it's against all the projects, but we can go and kind of do a subset of, let's say, this particular one. I can actually expand this to show the different tasks that are being done in this particular project. Profitability, 20s, 30s. Let's take a look at maybe the one on the top here. Much different story here. So this is enabling me as a business leader to take a look at which projects are lower in profitability than I'd like to see and proactively go and make those changes. Okay, let's go back to my PowerPoint slide. So I hope what I've shown you here is that you can spend a lot less time as a business leader searching for data and more time dedicated towards analysis, which allows you to quickly and easily identify specific trends proactively. Obviously increases your productivity, but you can make better decisions proactively. Okay, I think it's back to Aaron or Tracy.
I think it's me.
Ah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Tracy. I love that demo. It's really cool. I find how Business Central can, Business Central and Power BI and AI can all kind of skim through, the entire environment that you've got and really pull up to the surface, the key things that, well, in this case, a business leader, but really, any role within the organization, you can get that sort of relevant data for what they need to process in a given day. It does such a good job of looking through all of that information and really surfacing what's most important to the individual. So I think it's a great highlight of not just how Business Central does that, but how the platform does that. So let's transition and spend some time going a little bit deeper into the process flows that make Business Central specifically work. We saw the surface. Now let's go deep on some of the functionality. One of Business Central's greatest strengths is its depth and breadth of functionality. There's far more available than we really have time to kind of get into today, but I wanted to briefly touch on some of the ways that Business Central can help scale your business operations successfully, and then we can dive into some of the details in the next few slides. But at a very high level, Business Central helps you to increase financial visibility and performance. I thought we saw some good examples of that from Brendan's demo, so that you can get and gain comprehensive control over your financial data, enabling more profitable decisions and faster financial reporting. Also helps boost sales, improve customer service. We're going to see some of how it's going to do a little bit of that, largely by uncovering high value opportunities, streamlining the sales process. We'll see some more samples of Copilot, helping us with that. Finish projects on time and on budget by optimizing resource allocation, improving team productivity. It's interesting that that's a talking point on this slide. They don't even have a column for projects, but it's one of my favorite modules when I did consulting on Business Central, is that project module, and just how great it is to be able to manage projects both internally and for external partners on within Business Central. And then finally, optimize inventory and supply chain management with insights and tools that you need to align supply with demand, enhance efficiency, and ultimately reduce costs related to inventory. I think we can move to the next slide. Good, thank you. Business Central also helps increase that financial visibility and performance, giving you the tools you need to take control of that financial data. So manage your finances end to end. So you can do things like overseeing your budgets, use unlimited dimensions. Dimensions, for those that are using a traditional segmented chart of account, kind of are the equivalent of segments, but they're so much freer and they can do so much more as far as reporting is concerned. If we need to get into that in detail, we can at some point, but might run out of time for today. You track your fixed assets. You also improve forecasting with cash flow projections, using AI to analyze the financial position of your business and shorten the payment cycle times with AI generated late payment predictions. You actually saw that in Brennan's demo. So hopefully that resonates. Accelerate month end and year end closes with support for multiple currencies, exchange rates, consolidations, intercompany processing and transactions. It's all localized for regional tax regulations. And to help you close your period even faster, Copilot in Business Central automates some of the tedious tasks like bank reconciliation and e-invoice matching that we'll talk about in a little bit more detail later. Get real-time performance metrics with role-specific dashboards. So we saw one role, but I think we can transition and see a number of different roles in later demo. And ultimately make more profitable decisions with robust reporting, ad hoc analysis using powerful AI and Copilot to identify trends and anomalies, connect data from across accounting, sales, purchasing, inventory, teams in order to get accurate insights and improve business planning. One really interesting note that I like to add is because we're using Power BI as a reporting mechanism for all the data that's coming into Business Central, I think that's great. But the nice thing about Power BI is it's not necessarily just tethered to Business Central. You can feed that reporting tool with data from any different source. And so while in Business Central, you can actually be looking at data that might be coming from a companion system to Business Central, a line of business application that you need that's really specific to you. So it's a great aggregator of data, but also allows you to contextually display that data in Business Central, even though that's maybe not where the data resides. So I love that concept. It's just so cool and interesting. And again, like I said in the very first slide I talked to, no other ERP provider out there can match that type of functionality with the platform. All right, we can go to the next one. Great. So Business Central also has the capability, if you need it, to boost sales and improve customer service. So you can build long-lasting, profitable relationships with your customers. So taking better care of customers while managing the entire sales process from within Outlook, I think is really cool. I think we'll see a little bit of that later, and deliver better outcomes with connected service operations. And you have actually a number of choices with how you do this, by the way. So you can use some of the core functionality within Business Central, or you can use line of business applications also in the Dynamics world that perform just the sort of the sales process and just that customer service process as well. So you got lots of options on this one. Prioritize leads based on the potential of revenue, keep track of customer interactions, and get guidance on how to best upsell, cross-sell, and even renewal opportunities throughout the sales cycle. Increase sales using marketing text suggestions from Copilot. I think we show that a little bit later when we get into the deeper AI discussions. That's a really cool one. That helps product managers create compelling AI generated or suggested product descriptions using key attributes that are already in Business Central, like color and material. Copilot can tailor descriptions to your preferred tone, format, length, and once you've made those adjustments, you can easily publish to Shopify, which is now integrated to Business Central, or we can integrate to other e-commerce platforms with just a few clicks as well. Transition smoothly from sales to service, track customer returns, repairs, and manage all your service agreements if that's part of your business, all while keeping the details in one place so both sales and the service teams can respond quickly to inquiries to meet customer and exceed customer expectations. Like I said, if you wanted to elevate your journey on some of those areas, we can explore connecting Business Central with Dynamics 365 sales, customer service, or field service as well, if we need to get really deep into those areas of functionality. All right, we can go to the next slide. All right, and like I said before, one of my favorite areas of Business Central is the projects and jobs area. So Business Central helps you finish projects on time, profitably, on budget, hopefully as well. Starting with planning for ultimate success of the project. So improve project costing, by better managing projects using timesheets, advanced job costing and reporting. That's also very flexible to unique work breakdown structures. Using the data that's easily accessible in Business Central, you can develop and modify detailed budgets to further enhance project profitability and even use to better manage future similar projects. Optimize resource levels by managing resource utilization and planning capacity in sales. So getting that window into what's coming into the project world. Drive project profitability with real-time business intelligence on project status, profitability, and resource utilization metrics. And then finally, enable employees to do their best work with role-based access and ability to collaborate by sharing links to projects directly in Microsoft Teams that are also connected to Business Central. Also really, really cool way that Microsoft brings their platform to solving information needs that are required to kind of bridge traditional communication tools like Teams and ERP data, which is usually locked down or less accessible to the common employee. All right, we can go to the next slide. Okay. One of my other favorite areas, I worked a lot in operations in Business Central, but that's the inventory and supply chain and the end-to-end visibility that it creates in order for you to drive better results. So whether that's helping you, deliver products on time and adapt to changing business models with visibility across purchasing, manufacturing, inventory, warehouses, it's all that inventory is related to that job module as well. So having basically the inventory is sort of the center point and it's impacted by all other areas, and having that visibility is incredibly powerful and not something I see in a lot of other ERP applications. Improve your supply chain with vendor management, purchasing, e-commerce with Shopify. We mentioned that one earlier. Order fulfillment and easily processing and managing returns. Extending that into the manufacturing area and optimizing manufacturing output, even in agile and complex environments. Lots of different types of manufacturers using Business Central. Detailed bill of materials, assembly-based manufacturing, as well as deep production order style manufacturing, batch, process, discrete. We can do all of it. Improved inventory management, also using AI, sales and inventory forecasting to replenish stock and actuals and demand based on availability. So Brendan showed a little bit of that, which I thought was really cool. Before AI, about not even less than 10 years ago, the add-on for that type of predictability based on usage of your inventory were exceptionally expensive, and now it just kind of comes with Copilot. And then lastly, improve organization within your storage facilities, manage inventory, easy pick and put away process, supported by barcode scanners. So full ability to manage that inventory within the various locations that you have. So now that we've seen how Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central can enhance various aspects of your business operations, let's explore how Microsoft's commitment to AI innovation further empowers your organization with advanced, secure, and responsible AI technologies. I think we can go to next slide. Great, cool. So we've seen Microsoft really take the lead in incorporating AI and really infusing it into mid-market ERP, unlike any other ERP in the ecosystem, without necessarily increasing the cost of the ERP. So the license costs really haven't changed, and yet you have all this new access to AI, and you get access to all different types of AI, whether it's generative AI for that marketing content, or algorithmic AI for purchasing suggestions, or agentic AI to perform the grunt work of, say, creating POs and sales orders and communicating with customers and vendors. Microsoft's created a really easy entry point for customers looking to start leveraging the power and benefits of AI without you having to think about what you want AI to do and how to do it. It gives you great examples that I think are usable in today's environment. And then for those customers that want to extend or looking at creating their own unique experience with AI in order to drive additional benefit, Copilot Studio is effectively embedded directly within Business Central. You can engage with building out Copilot scenarios without even leaving Business Central, like brand new scenarios, and making it really easy to extend what you want to do with AI, and yet get tremendous value back in return. Okay, we can go next. And then for those looking at maybe a bit of a broad, detailed view of all of the more detailed functionality that comes out of the box in Business Central, it's a nice slide that gives you a little bit of guidance as to what features and functions are there. And then the spots that are denoted by that little Copilot emblem or logo are the ones where Microsoft has already preloaded functionality, AI functionality directly in the application. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned, Business Central can interact with Copilot across Microsoft applications. Outside of Copilot, let's discuss some other ways that Business Central can tap into the complete Microsoft ecosystem to make daily tasks easier and more effective. Imagine generating a new customer profile directly from an inbound email. No manual data entry required. You can draft a purchase order and check inventory from a call transcript, streamlining your procurement process. Edit any Business Central field directly in Excel without middleware, and generate deep financial analysis with Copilot's AI capabilities. These integrations mean you're not limited to working in one application. Copilot helps you connect data and automate workflows across Outlook, Teams, Excel, and Business Central. You get timely insights and can take action faster, all while maintaining a single source of truth for your business records. As we move forward, we'll see even more ways Copilot and Business Central work together to simplify daily tasks and empower your teams to work smarter and more efficiently. We envision every employee having an agent, their trusted AI assistant. Copilot understands you and your work context, and it provides a consistent user experience to interact with AI. Agents augment Copilot by adding skills and knowledge to automate tasks and business processes. Our ambition is to empower every employee with a Copilot license and to transform every process with agents. Importantly, we provide governance and controls for data protection, agent management, and the reporting needed to measure business outcomes. Let's explore how Business Central and Copilot seamlessly connect with Microsoft 365 apps to help your teams work smarter and more collaboratively. Excuse me, I had to take a little sip of water. When Business Central integrated with Business Central integrated into Outlook, Excel, and Teams, your employees can collaborate in the apps they use every day. This means timely data and insights are always at their fingertips without switching between applications. Copilot guides you as you work between applications, helping draft emails, summarize information, and more. No matter where you're working, employees can stay in the flow of work, getting the data they need in the tools they prefer. Our vision is for every employee to have a Copilot, an AI-powered assistant that understands their work context and provides a consistent user experience. That's one of the things we went over in our webinar a few weeks ago. Going into a new system, that you'll have that support. You know, you're going to have Copilot there by your side to help you learn this new system. And it's really fascinating to watch it. Every month, there's something new coming out in Copilot for Business Central. Agents further augment Copilot by automating tasks and business processes, adding specialized skills and knowledge. We also want to make sure that you understand the governance and controls. Microsoft provides governance and controls for data protection, agent management, and reporting to measure business outcomes. The Copilot control system ensures your organization can manage AI responsibly and securely. Let's look at how Business Central works seamlessly with Outlook to help you manage your business processes right from your inbox. With Business Central integrated into Outlook, you can interact with customers and vendors directly from your email, accelerating transactions and business decisions. This means you can promptly manage inquiries, service requests, or process payments, helping you move deals forward and speed up your sales cycle. You'll have instant access to customer history, previous discounts, and more, all without switching apps. And conversely, we're talking about customers today, but it could be your vendors as well. This integration empowers you to make informed decisions and respond quickly, keeping your business agile and responsive. Let's go have a look at quote to cash within Outlook with Brennan.
Thanks, Tracy. Okay, let me share my screen. Just give me a second here. Okay, just as Tracy was mentioning, what we're going to do here is a different role. I'm going to have two roles this time. So imagine if I'm an account manager or assisting in sales, let's say with existing customers, for example. We're going to enter a quote straight from an email. We'll do all that from Outlook, right up to posting the invoice. And then imagine finance or receivables, they're going to actually apply the payment to the invoice from Teams. So all of this is going to be throughout Outlook and Teams. So let me get into my demo environment, and I'm actually in Outlook right now. And yes, it's me, but this is my demo instance. We're going to say, okay, let's look at the contact insights. We received this email from Cabela's, and it says, please provide me a quote for 4 Athens desks. Again, we're an office furniture distributor. So it's Cabela's. I'm in Outlook. It's recognized the email address. It's showing me the aged accounts receivable. It's showing me that we've got 2 ongoing sales quotes, as well as other key metrics here and statistics of this customer. But let's go ahead and create a quote. So if I go here and just say create a new document, sales quote, what the system did is it recognized in the body of the text that the Athens desk is item 1896S and it's a quantity of 4. I'm going to select, yeah, that's what we want. So I'll click OK. And, I'll pop this out so you can see it a little better than just in that pane. But what's happened is I'm still in Outlook, but we've created a sales quote with 4 Athens desks, 4 Cabela's. And imagine everything's fine here. I'm going to go ahead and send this by email. Here's the body of the text in the email. I can make changes to it if I want. If I scroll down here, I'll show you that the sales quote's attached. You can change what this template would look like, but we're just going to go ahead and send it. And by the way, if there was an attachment on this email, I could have attached it to the quote and just go through the transactions that way as well. So, okay, well, imagine, a little bit of time has gone by or not, and I've received an email from the customer saying, yeah, make this an order right away. If we take a look and invoice this, if you take a look, here's that sales quote. From here, I can go ahead and make this into an order. Convert it to an order, yes. And then it's on the warehouse to go and send. And at one point, we can go ahead and invoice this. So we can post both send and receive if we want, ship an invoice. Let's go ahead and do that. All within Outlook so far. It's been posted at 178 is the invoice. So do you want to open that posted invoice? I'm going to say no. It's 178. So if we go back, to what I was showing here, we've gone through the first 3 chevrons. Now we're going to apply that. Let's say we received a payment. We'll apply it to that invoice. I'm going to go into Teams now. And I'm in a Teams channel within this specific team. I've got a tab up here, cash receipts. Imagine I'm in finance or receivables. And so here's the cash receipts journal. I've already put in Cabela's here for payment. And that's not the one that I want to do. Let's take a look and see what else we have here. There's that 178. If I select it, let's just confirm. Let's show what this looks like. Again, I'm still in Teams. Sure enough, it's those 4 Athens desks. And then I can go and I select that, say OK. It's put the amount in. I could imagine in this case, I need to request approval. I can do that here. Or if I was going to post this, I could do a preview or a test report. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So let me go back to my slide. What I think I showed you is that it's all about choice with Microsoft. You work where and how you want to. And there's a number of different benefits, some of which is user adoption. You've already used to using Outlook, Teams, and other Microsoft tools, and you can do that seamlessly using Business Central data. It certainly reduces the time in terms of data entry. Everything is seamlessly connected. And in this example, it was quick response time to custom requests. So I think back to you, Tracy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we'll see how Business Central connects with other Microsoft 365 apps like Excel and Teams to further simplify daily tasks and enhance collaboration. Let's explore how Business Central works seamlessly with Excel to simplify daily tasks and free up time for strategic work. Get up-to-date operational insights as Excel reports and adapts quickly by customizing report layouts as Excel worksheets. So export data from Business Central to Excel for efficient data entry, then publish back to Business Central with business rule validation. So again, when you have GL accounts or customers or vendors and there are things you want to update on master records, you can dump it out to Excel, make those changes and bring it right back in again. Easily analyze transactions using familiar Excel functionality, then share with your team for review and co-authoring. This integration empowers your teams to work together more effectively, leveraging the tools they already know. By connecting Business Central with Excel, you streamline reporting, improve accuracy, and enable faster decision-making. Employees can work in the environment they're comfortable with while maintaining data integrity and compliance. Oh, why is that not moving forward? There we go. Sorry about that. Now let's see how Business Central connects Microsoft Teams with Microsoft Teams to help your teams collaborate and make faster decisions. With Business Central integrated into Teams, you can share business data instantly within chats or channels. This means you can look up business contacts, review insights, see a history of interactions, and access related records, all without leaving Teams. Easily edit data and take action directly from Teams, streamlining your workflow and keeping everyone on the same page. This integration empowers your teams to respond quickly to business needs and collaborate more effectively. Employees can stay in the flow of work, accessing the information they need in the tools they use every day. Here's an exciting update. You can now access Business Central cards and tables that have been shared with you in Teams, even if you only have a Microsoft 365 license. This means you can unlock important business data, improve collaboration, and enhance decision-making without needing to purchase additional Business Central licenses. Read-only access is granted through your Microsoft 365 license as configured by your admin. More team members can view and interact with business data in Teams, making it easier to stay informed and work together. This feature helps organizations maximize their Microsoft 365 investment and extend Business Central's value to a broader audience. Let's look at another real-world example of how Business Central is helping organizations revolutionize their workflows. We're quite proud of this case study. This is an Encore client, Omega. Omega Industries operates in industrials and manufacturing sector with over 100 employees they're based in the US. Omega realized it needed to update its project management and finance data systems to avoid delays and remain competitive in the railroad supply industry. After launching Business Central, Omega's finance employees realized time savings of up to 50%, getting more done each day. The company was able to maintain effective operations even during interruptions from a cyber attack. Results include up to 50% time saving for finance employees, 60% reduction in month-end close processes. As Maria, corporate finance controller at Omega said, between efforts towards automation using Dynamics 365 Business Central and implementing tandem applications, we've helped employees cut time spent on routine tasks by up to 50%. And if you'd like to read the full story, you'll have the link after the presentation in the information that Katie's going to send you. This example shows how Business Central can deliver dramatic improvements in efficiency and resilience, even in the face of unexpected challenges. And I think we're going to pass it over to Aaron.
Yes. All right, working on the home stretch, about 25 minutes left. I'd say we saved the best for last and getting into AI. I don't know if that's necessarily true. We have some pretty awesome stuff that we showed earlier, but I'd say AI is definitely one of the more interesting topics these days, and there's some really cool stuff kind of coming up. But before we get into it, there are a couple of I guess cornerstones I kind of wanted to talk about first. AI isn't necessarily new. It comes on the heels of many decades of research and development in order to kind of get it to where it is today. Even though it exploded recently, there's been a lot of work on that over many years. Microsoft says repeatedly that there's a concept of responsible AI, both in how it is used in general and how customers can benefit from it in a secure way with knowledge of what is being used out of their data, and what is not, and how they can kind of control a lot of that. So kind of wanted to level set on that element of AI. I would also say, they're very focused on trying to ensure the best possible result out of any kind of query or AI suggestion. It's only as good as the information that goes into it, and we all know there's a lot of not accurate information on the internet, and so there's a lot of guiding into where it pulls a data from, and how it uses more trusted sources in order to kind of drive out the results that you get at the end of the day. I think there's a advance one there. There's another half of this slide at the bottom, but kind of, there we go. Yeah. So kind of talking about a little bit of the concepts that I was just talking about. So yeah, your data is your data. You get to choose if it's used or not, and ideally you do build up a level of trust in what it is providing you, and go through a little bit of a time where you're validating the responses that AI is generating for you. We still believe that there's some incremental work there, and throwing that human in the loop in a lot of the processes is a good idea until the AI gets to a point where it's as trusted as you need it to be in order to kind of then process the work that you needed to process. All right, we can go to the next one. All right. There's a number of different ways in which we communicate and work with AI. So in the middle section there, I think we've seen a little bit of this already, and we've certainly alluded to it. These are our Copilot functions right within the core of Business Central that you can ask and use today effectively for free. That just comes with your license of Business Central. In the next outer ring, and the one that honestly gets me the most excited these days is agentic AI. So Microsoft has built a number of these. These are paid largely based on how you consume and how many times you get say a sales order agent to work. But largely, think of agents almost as, I think the best way it was described to me was when you're envisioning your org chart, you should attach or include potential agents attached to individuals or co-pilots. They largely perform a function that humans originally performed, and so they're really kind of aligned to specific use cases or processes in the business, but at a very kind of granular level. So you look kind of the relationship between co-pilot and agents and individuals and co-pilots and agents. There really is sort of a one-to-one between the individual and a co-pilot, and then it's one-to-many between the co-pilot and the various agents that it can then interact with. And so if you think about it that way, it helps galvanize a little bit about how we dig into and conceptualize how we can use AI in our environments. And then finally, that outer rung is Copilot Extended. So really, this is largely the ability to take the various development tools, whether that's Copilot Studio or elements within the Power Platform, to extend for your unique situations, use cases that you want to automate using the power of AI. So it really is extendable and you can really build out a variety of different things for your business using the Microsoft Copilot platform. We can go to next. So the ways in which you can interact with your Copilot is kind of boiled down to these sort of core concepts. You can use it to have you guide your way through how to perform a function within Business Central, or a concept that it's noticed within your data. It's fantastic at finding records, different pages or different processes that you need to use in order to perform your job. So not just on where to go in the system to do something, but exact actual pieces of data that you might be looking for. The find is really powerful, I find. Compare, so it does a neat job of taking, say, things like a bank statement and comparing that to the transactions that you've been posting in Business Central. Finally, analyzing. We saw Brendan do a little bit of this at the beginning on the business owner sort of overview. So using AI to help streamline how quickly you can analyze the data that is in your ERP system, but also like it does a good job of finding things that you may have overlooked. So it's again a little. It's a great name, Copilot. It is truly like an assistant for you in helping you do your job. And then finally, the suggestive, which is that sort of generative AI that can do things like create descriptions of an item based on a picture, or looking at patterns to suggest when you're going to be paid, or looking at potentially when you should buy inventory, for example. All right, let's dig into the next one. Dig into a little deeper into some really specific ones. I'll kind of go through these a little bit quicker because I think we're going to get to a demo and we're getting slightly short on time. But largely using Copilot and AI for analysis that helps you go faster, find relevant data more quickly, and even helps you with the formatting of the data so that you can consume it better, but also if you wanted to share it, making it easier to share that information across teams or individuals even. Let's go to the next. Copilot chat. So chatting with Copilot. Really, like, I think you saw a little bit of what Brendan doing this before, but interacting with the Copilot as it can kind of look through your data as well as the core system in order to find the right information that might be relevant to whatever function you're performing, or whatever key piece of information you're ultimately looking for. So kind of going back and forth on chatting with Copilot about everything that is in your system can really help kind of drill down. It's kind of a new way of drilling down, but doing so so much more efficiently, because it's finding things that maybe you wouldn't find unless you put a lot of attention on analyzing the data. Your Copilot is doing a lot of that for you in just natural language, as if you're talking to a person. We can go to the next. Bank reconciliation. We've kind of talked about that a few times, but largely that ability to literally drag and drop a bank statement into Business Central, have it do all of the easy work in matching anything that doesn't match exactly or come close, and you've got some parameters that you can use to help it match, but really streamlines that process of doing those bank reconciliations, as well as even providing some suggestions when the matches aren't exact or maybe close. So it does a really good job of helping you get through that process a whole lot faster, and maybe more accurate, and maybe eliminating even some of the user errors. We can go to the next. One thing about Copilot, it's a little bit, the name Copilot has gotten a little bit kind of confusing. It really is pervasive throughout, not just Business Central, but like the entirety of Microsoft. So there are, it's really one Copilot, but you see Copilot for Excel, you see Copilot in Teams, you see Microsoft Copilot. So there's a whole bunch of naming conventions that we use for Copilot, but really they're all in effect one and the same, and kind of interact with you together. So it really is pervasive throughout the entire Microsoft platform, which might have been confusing at first, but if you think about it, it's really powerful in that you don't necessarily have to be confined to one application while using AI. It really kind of allows you to fan out into the entire your entire business. So you're using all of the other elements of the Microsoft platform. There's immense value in how Copilot can kind of help tie all of that together and query cross application, but within the platform in order to kind of drive out what it is you may be looking for, maybe looking to try to achieve. I think we can go to the next one. I think I mentioned it one before. This is one of my my more favorite areas, is that that agentic AI. We have a couple of cool examples that that Microsoft has prepared and effectively delivered, out of the box. I don't know, is sales order? Oh, Brendan, you can answer later, but I thought sales order was out of preview and actually into general consumption. But it's a really neat way in which the agent can largely do the basic communications with customers, even create the sales order documents to tee up for an actual human to then go in and complete the sales order or complete the final discussions with the client at the end of the day. Payables agent would do something very similar to that, but on the purchasing side. I think we'll see a little bit of that, but I think we can probably go to the next. And I think at this point, Brendan, we go back to you to wow us with how it actually works in a live environment.
All right, I'm excited to do exactly that. Let me share my screen. I think I've got it there. Give me a second so I can get my notes. Okay, so as Aaron was mentioning, I'm going to give two specific examples: Copilot and autonomous AI agents. And we'll go through that. And yes, Aaron, sales order agent is still in preview, but I'm actually do a demonstration against that. So this will be pretty cool here over the next 10 minutes. So, and I want to start by saying, I've shown you some conversational AI functionality. Show me this, get me this information, add these columns to sales lines, reports, that kind of thing. But there's some very practical, non-conversational sets of functionality using AI and Copilot. And I'll show that in the bank reconciliation. And then when we do get into the sales order agent, I'm not going to show the payables agent yet. It's in development. But within the next month or two, it'll be in preview. And it's quite powerful. It's going to be taking all the invoices from your vendors and matching them against purchase orders out against that. And that's coming from PDFs or images that are attached in the email. So very powerful there. So let me jump into my demo instance. And let's go to cash management menu. I'll go to bank reconciliations. We're going to go to this particular bank account. I don't have an actual bank set up in my demo instance, obviously, but we do have some demo data set up here. You can see on the left here, bank statement lines, and then on the right, the account ledger entries to reconcile against that. Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll click reconcile with Copilot. You've seen this container where it's showing the query, AI generated content may be incorrect. You can always choose to keep or discard it, and you want to validate against the results, proposals. On the top left here, if we click on this proposal that was auto-matched, you can see the date and the amounts match up. Pretty straightforward. That's kind of machine learning, traditional AI that's been around for years in Business Central, but that looks good. But I want you to take a look at the second line here, $16,487. So what Copilot's done when I click on the proposal is it's matched these ledger entries and added them up. Now, it's a simple example, but a very powerful one. If you can imagine this being 50 or 150 lines long, how many hours of time it would save somebody that's doing bank reconciliation in Business Central. So, okay, very cool. So I'm going to discard that just for demo purposes. Let me get back to what we were showing here. Autonomous AI agents, sales and purchasing. Let's go back to the sales order agent. Okay, I've got a couple here. If I hover over this, you can see here, Aaron, it's showing that it's still in preview, but it's supposed to be generally available, I think within the next 30 or 60 days. This is showing the key performance indicators of this agent, the KPIs. Now, as Aaron mentioned earlier, it does consume a consumption of Copilot credits. So it's not included just in your Business Central licenses. There is some consumption there, but it's showing you in real time what those KPIs are. And in my instance, this is new environments. I turned it on, so for 40 minutes of savings, 2 quotes and 2 orders were created. And so what I'm going to do is, in the efforts of saving time, I'll show you a little bit here of what we've got. So if I go back here to Peter, so Peter has actually requested as a customer, I'd like a quote on 5 Athens desks. In fact, let's look at the summary via Copilot. Might make it easier to see this. So Peter requested a quote for 5 desks and 20 Berlin guest chairs. And then my sales order agent actually came back with a specific quote. And I'll show that quote. I think it's worth showing it. And then in a nice way, so if you can look here, the sales quote attached for your reference, kindly review and confirm if you'd like to proceed with converting this quote into a sales order. So a nice little soft close for my sales order agent. You can see the sales, the email signature. You can modify that to whatever you want. And maybe it's worth showing you a preview of that quote that was sent to Peter. And what the sales order agent did was created the quote, actually added a 10% discount. I could show you, but in the system, a datum gets a 10% discount when 5 or more Athens desks are ordered, and that fits into the criteria here for discounts. That's all been incorporated in that. That's very nice. And then, so the reply from Peter was, yes, looks good. I confirm the order. Please send to our main address on file. I say that because the newest update of Sales Order Agent can not only provide a quote on existing inventory, but also capable to promise and say when it can be delivered if the inventory is not in stock, but soon to be by outstanding purchase orders to be received, for example, or production on the shop floor. But also, if you are a customer specifying specific alternative addresses for shipment, the sales order agent will actually take that into account. Okay, cool. So our main address on file. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to minimize this. We're actually going to click on the sales order agent. I'm going to take a minute. I think we've got some time left here to explain. There's different ways to set up your sales order agent with that human in the loop that Aaron was talking about. And in this case, before it just blindly sends out the sales order to our customer, it actually puts me as a sales manager, could be multiple sales managers that get access to this, to say, hey, you need to review this before I send this out. That's what the sales order agent is doing. Here's the details. So this is what the sales order agent is going to send out with my approval. And sure enough, it's all set up here. If I wanted to, I could take a look at that sales confirmation. Let's just assume that everything's good here. If I click on continue, it's going to go ahead and process that. We might hear a beep from Peter's email in a minute. We might not, but see here that there's no outstanding actions on my behalf. And if we take a quick look here, thank you for your confirmation. Order's been processed, and it's going to be shipped to your main address on file. It actually went ahead and explained what that main address was as well. So quite powerful. The last thing I'm going to mention about these sales order agents, the latest update actually enables you to fully automate the receiving of orders, the quotes, from existing customers, a specific type of existing customer, where the agent will actually go and create the quote and send the order autonomously, fully. And of course, you would set that up and do little test cases on that on a case-by-case basis. But that's actually available in the next iteration in the next 30 days. So, okay, so what I showed you is a bank reconciliation Copilot. I hope you could see how more fast and accurate the matching is, and significantly reduces the amount of time it takes to go through and do those reconciliations, but with explanations and insights as well. So human in the loop, if you will, to validate. And that autonomous AI agents, both sales and purchasing, fewer data errors, faster order invoice processing, and significantly boost productivity in both the sales and the purchasing departments. So I think that's back to Tracy, maybe.
Yes, thanks so much, Brennan. Well, we covered a lot of material today, and we look forward to continuing this conversation. Please connect with your account manager to learn more. You can review our Dynamics 365 Business Central contact up on our webpage. Check out the new D365 BC videos, especially the ever-evolving Copilot capabilities. 2026 is a great time to start your transition. And then we have here what I guess everyone's been waiting for. I can actually make it go to the next slide. We'll be sending a follow-up email after the presentation with a picture of this, so you can use the QR code to fill out your survey. And the claim number, if it's asked for in the survey, is 3358695. And we'll make sure that we get out your gift cards following the survey completion. And then we are at time. We're actually just right on time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you did have any questions, please put them in the chat and I will address them and get back to you as well on any questions you might have. And thank you so much, Aaron and Brennan, for joining us, and Katie for organizing today's webinar. I'm wishing everyone a fantastic day, and thank you so much for joining us.